let's get this going. We are going to absolutely speed run the creation of a new Agentic SaaS application. Full disclaimer, I have a working proof of concept that is very robust, and I'm kind of rebuilding it the way I wish I would have built it to begin with. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to start from absolutely zero, a clean project having nothing in it. We're going to use any LLM necessary to achieve the task. And the idea is to create, I should use Figma, create an agentic system where everything is kind of done, right? So we have like our software, we have, we'll just call this the software, the SaaS, whatever the application is. We have our marketing, basically all the big pillars, right? Sales, support, billing, basically the seven, like there's 7 pillars of business: HR, marketing, sales, product, human resources. Did I say that? HR, customer support, development, and that kind of stuff. And what I want to do is create like a feed. Can you bend these? Can you tell I don't use Figma very often? I want to create a system to where the SaaS, there's zero friction between the actual product and then the business side of things, right? And I want it to be fully agentic, within reason. Anything a human could do on a repeatable process, I want this whole business to be able to do by itself. So from a development side, it's agentic development, right? So the furthest down the line, the way I think about agentic software is thinking from the end goal and then working your way backwards, right? So what is the end goal of software for software engineering? Because that's my background, right? It's software engineering. The end goal for software engineering is to ship features, right? From a software standpoint, to ship features. I have a ton of features in mind for this product, and so I want to be able to do that agentically by spoken word or typed on a screen or something. And the other side of software that no one likes is bug fixing, right? And so I want to build a system to where the bugs surface automatically. They're not invisible bugs. They'll surface automatically through end-to-end tests, through unit tests, through user logs and stuff like that. So when a bug gets caught by the system, it should automatically feed back into whatever area I choose, whether it's GitHub or whatever area I choose to make those errors surface back to the agentic system, and it'll hopefully do the whole process of trying to reproduce based on that user's interaction. Obviously you can't use that user's credentials and stuff like that, but whether it's mocking or otherwise, validate that the error is real, and then create a new ticket to fix it. When it creates a new ticket, it should go in and try and fix it, run regression, draft a pull request, submit it for review, another agent should review it. Obviously, there needs to be some sort of human in the loop as far as I'm concerned, because agents shipping features and fixing bugs and shipping features and fixing bugs currently is scary. But that's the idea of like the agentic side of things that I'm thinking. But for now, we're going to start with the product because that's what I know. And as time goes on in this whole project, I'm inevitably going to find things that are that I don't know about, but we're just going to start there. So I have a high level idea of the tech stack that I want to use. I'm calling it my Soku. Soku, well, the term, Soku means immediately. And so the idea for this SaaS application is not dissimilar to other applications out there in the same area. So I'll have competitors. It's not like this new thing, which kind of touches on what LLMs are for anyways, and agentic systems and stuff like that. It's like most of the time it helps you do things that have already been done. Most products and stuff like that have already been built, and so it's if you're going to do it better, you know, how execution wise it is, and things of that nature. So this application is a social media application for either influencers or entrepreneurs. So two ICPs. I guess technically you could consider it one ICP, just social influencers, people who live on social media. And they'll have a source account, and then they'll have target accounts, right? We'll say that this is TikTok, IG, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Let's just say it's those. Oh God, YouTube. And the source, let's just say the source is x.com. And so when a user posts to x.com, formerly Twitter, whatever you want to call it, it'll then pick up that the user posted there, and it'll repost to all of these, right? So that's like the first level of what this does. And it's like, this has been done before, right? I'm not going to name who it is, but there's been several people that have done this. But I'm just going to do it better. And we're going to build another feature on top of this to where once the user posts here, they can then intercept this post, whatever it was, whether it's text, video, image, carousel, things of that nature. They can intercept it. You know, they can do a bunch of things with it. They can intercept it, and then create new content based off of that. The thing that I don't like about AI currently is there's so much AI slop out there, and it's not based on users' original ideas. So that's my whole thesis for this app right here, is where the originating post is original. The source post is original. It's not supposed to be created by AI, right? And so when the source post comes in, my system will analyze it. It'll say, you know, it'll get the transcript, it'll get the thumbnail, and things like that, and store that into the database. And then the users can then choose to redistribute that in a similar fashion as this up here. Analyze a post, and then they can choose to redistribute it how they see fit, right? Whether that's a text-based post, right? If it's a video and then it comes in and they want it to be, you know, text-based to LinkedIn only, and then maybe they want to turn it into carousel of, whatever the bullet points were in this video. Maybe they want to turn it into a carousel with like different images and stuff. And so that's kind of like the idea, like the two basic features of this upcoming app will be that. But as for right now, I just have a tech stack, and we're gonna start from absolute scratch on this, starting with kind of like the app boilerplate, I guess. So I've always run my apps through monorepos. I think agentically it's really important moving forward to always use monorepos, because whatever LLM you're using is going to have full context, and it's not going to be like these scattered artifacts and stuff like that. So my goal, even as someone who has been writing software for 7+ years, my goal is to not type much code at all. I want to do this all agentically. So let's get started. I don't really need all of these for now, but I'm going to start with, yo, what's up? What you doing? Taking a video right now. You're on camera. Are you going to the pool?
With Jane.
Nice.
I can see it right
All right. Hey, scoot. Love you. All right. So we're going to start with a brand new monorepo called mySoku. I'm only doing that because I already have the domain, and soku.io is taken. It's actually really annoying. If there's one thing that I hate, dude, more than most things in life, it is domain squatters, dude. I hate them. It's like you don't even need capitalism is capitalism, whatever. You do what you want, but sometimes it's really frustrating when like they're just sitting on domains that's not even being used. Anyways, post once. Everywhere. We'll set it to private for now. Maybe I'll make this open source at some point, but no license. Yeah, why not? So let's create this repository and get going. So yeah, like the idea, I guess this is a good one-liner. Post once, publish and reuse everywhere. Kind of the general idea. All right, so let's go ahead and clone this. Bare package, so nothing to do with that. And then here, I guess a new window. We're gonna, I guess I could have done the other one. Open folder, mySoku. All right. So one of the main things that I want to do first is kind of set up the developer environment to use Claude with everything that I know is going to be important to like setting this project up from scratch, which will start with the skills, Well, it'll start with like the Claude MD, and then build on the skills from there. So let's just start a little Claude session. And I use Whisperflow for tech stuff. It's actually better for streaming too, because like y'all can hear what I'm saying versus like me being regarded and being quiet when I type. But all right, I'm starting a new application called MySoku. The idea of it is I'm going to post once and publish / repurpose everywhere. It's going to be a mono repo. It's going to have marketing, a front-end site, back-end API, and I will give you a list of technologies that I want to use for each of the things, and I want you to set up. Bro is finally back. Dude, I fell off, bro. I'm not even going to lie. I fell off. I think, Winter Danny, I think you were here like literally the first time I streamed, and it was the last time I streamed. Anyways, I fell off. But welcome back, and welcome me back too. It's crazy. Streaming is hard. Anyways, I forgot I was recording this whole time. That's funny. That's actually hilarious. Can you tell bro cannot multitask? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Are you working on anything recently? I know that I want to say I remember that last time I streamed, that you said you did some development stuff too, like you were working with AI and stuff like that. Let me talk to this. So basically, I just want to set up a mono repo to begin with. What? Oh shoot! No. Good question. I've always used Claude, dude, but apparently 5.5 is unreal. I just haven't used it yet. I have the Pro, like the $20 version of Codex or ChatGPT or whatever, but yeah, I've never tried it. What are your thoughts on it? Literally, never tried it. I don't know. Network automation. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've heard, dude. I just haven't used it. I think I'm weird like that. Like once I start using something, I don't know if it's like brand loyalty. It's not really brand loyalty because I really don't care. But it's like, I think that's one of my areas that I need to improve in is not being married to something or like vendor lock-in. Yes, definitely Turbo Repo. I should probably give it I need to give it my... Oh, Codex has goal too? Because I know that Claude just released the goal feature, and I used that today for something earlier, unrelated to this, but I would say it was pretty good. It took like 7 minutes to complete a fairly robust, like full repository audit in a way for scalability. Full transparency, I was looking into this other app that I was building, and I asked it to do an audit of the scalability of the app. Like, okay, at 100 users, where does it break? At 1,000 users, at 10,000 users, at 100,000 users, where does it break? And it took like 7-8 minutes, and it gave me a lot of good feedback, a lot of stuff that I didn't know actually. But yeah, I didn't know that Codex has goal. Also, yeah, it is. Yes, it is. I can't multitask, dude. I do need to. I have a whole spec that I built this on, so I know a lot of the things that I already want to use. I kind of front loaded some effort because I built the first version in Firebase, and I like Firebase. It's really good for mobile apps, and it's really good for MVPs. And I have like a fully built MVP. Like people could actually go and like purchase it and start using it if they wanted to. I need to take it down because I don't want them to get on the Firebase version. Anyways, I want to use Postgres. Due in part because I've never really used Postgres on my own before, and I kind of want to learn how to use it. And two, it's just better for scalability and stuff like that. Also, due to the nature of this app, it's like a distributed workflow system, and so distributed workflow and event driven, and there's like a lot of nuances in there. And so I've always also wanted to use temporal, which is for durable workflow executions. I guess think like what N8N might use under the hood. MySoku will probably be something similar to that, as time progresses and stuff. So yeah. What was I doing? Also, I need another monitor because anyways. What app should I scaffold as workplaces now? I have a full production stack document already locked and loaded. Let me provide that to you so that you can know the folder structure that I'm looking for. And where was that thing? So how are you using Codex with network automation? I don't know anything about like networks and stuff like that, to be honest. Like a total of 0 things that I know. All right, so there we go. So actually a crazy idea for goal would be, I just don't know, dude. Like, I wonder how far goal could get with either Codex or Claude if I just gave it like this whole document, this whole like stack document, and set up the boilerplate for this application, and like how close it would be to where if I did npm dev, it would start all of this stuff. Obviously I'd have to give it keys and stuff like that, but I really wonder how close it could get. I've done it before with something like this, and it wasn't even close. So it's like I'm afraid to even try it, because like less of a token thing, I really don't care, but more just like a time thing, because that would take probably 3 hours more. I don't know, but anyways, yes, dude, don't worry about it. Okay, basically uses Python for the back end and Next.js for the front end. Both. That's crazy. Yeah, so dude, I commented on someone's tweet the other day that I think maybe even with gold too, now that that's out, but like manual QA for web apps, or even manual web apps, or even yeah, it'd probably take a couple days. Manual web apps, or even mobile apps, like if you have your environment set up, like I really wonder how cooked manual QA, QE are. Obviously you still have to have someone drive and like give it prompts and stuff, but like I could imagine a system, just say you're using Jira and a bug comes through or something, or like just start with a feature, and like a new feature coming down that has to do with, I don't know, payments or something like that, and the LLM has full context into, you know, the payment stack or whatever. Potentially it could come up with all the test cases, put them into Jira, trigger some sort of workflow automation to where it could run through, boot up a virtual device on browser stack or something similar, and like go through and validate the change end to end. That'd be insane. It'd just take a lot of work, especially for big organizations. But that's kind of like what I want to do with this Mysoku right here is that. So we'll see. All right, what is this doing? Have you seen pretty good success with gold? I wonder, dude, I wonder if I should just full port, just because you're saying I should, and like we're starting fresh. Like I wonder if I should just full port into Codex. I'm just used to Claude. Maybe I could do, dude, I am committing to streaming every day actually for the foreseeable future. Maybe I could do like an every other day thing, like odd days. I do, well, what's today? Today's an odd day. So I could do Claude on odd days and Codex on even days. My brain, I don't know. So you said it uses Python for the back end. Yes. Python for the back, Next.js for the front. What does it actually do? Like what does your app do that you're talking about? We got apps, docs. Did I mention Docusaurus for my documentation? Shit. Yeah. All right. Well, all the folders are empty, which is nice. Before I get started with anything, I want to add skills for each domain for the apps that I'm going to be using. So what I want to do, there was this one app at one point in time, or this one website. It was like skill. What is it? No, my music. It turned off for me. I don't think it's turned off for you. Okay. Networking refreshes for hospitals. Dude, that's dope, actually. That's so sick. So were you able to tell them that you did that? Or is it kind of like under the radar? Or do they not care if like you can make your app autonomous or make your job autonomous? That's the hard part about building this kind of stuff, dude, is like these agentic systems are literally built to replace manual labor. And so like as time goes on, you know, they're already talking about UBI. I can see a world in 25 years, dude, probably way less, where a lot of the manual jobs are obsolete. I don't know about UBI. There's lots of cons that come along with that, but yeah. Okay, so I know I want Vercel. Vercel Labs, agent skills. It simplified our workflow significantly, but we still need human in the loop for validation. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I don't know if you saw the roast of Kevin Hart this past weekend. It was actually really funny. I'm saying this for a reason, but when The Rock was making fun of Draymond Green about his name, and he was like, bro, how do you have like the most white name? And then he was like, all you did was add a D in front of it. He's like, your name is Raymond with a D in front of it. He's like, that's retarded. It was, dude, it was so funny. Anyways, all I have to say, I'm retarded when it comes to networking. Don't know anything. Yeah, dude, I love stand-up comedy. Well, that wasn't stand-up particularly, but I love stand-up comedy. A good laugh will get you through a lot of woes in life, in my opinion. All right, deploy to Vercel CLI, composition packet. Yeah. No. I don't even know what that is. Web design. Yeah, we'll do that too. I err on the side of like fewer, more focused skills. We're gonna do Claude and wait, is Codex not in here? Did I miss it? I probably missed it. Code Studio. Yeah, I definitely like the CLI more than desktop. I feel like just because I'm used to working in an IDE, I like working in the CLI. Have you ever done this before? I don't see Codex in here. Like it should be right here, but it's not. But it says it up here. Oh, always included. Whatever. Okay, I'm retarded. That's the way I'm gonna say that slur from now on, I feel like. Because I used to say restarted. Codex is, yeah. Yeah. See, he knows. All right, we're gonna do project. We're gonna do symlink, and yes. Nice. All right, now going back over here. Let's go back. I know I'm using, let's bring up my tech stack real quick. Not that one. For sale, oh, next, obviously. I want this, like I've done all this before. I could probably just copy paste stuff, but I really want like this whole live thing that I'm doing to be like from start to finish. So I know that they have some in here because I've used this before, but there's so many to choose from. We'll just check and see which ones are in there. I can't remember. Are you, so you said you use that stuff for work. Do you have any hobby projects that you're working on? Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to get the project set up to where it has all the skills in it that I think I need. I just want to be picky choosy when I get started on this. Yeah, see, I don't like any of these. Ooh, I will do this though, and this, because then I'm going to use those. And I have Redis as well. And I haven't seen those anywhere else besides in this. Sweet, we'll start there. And Claude. Project, symlink, yes. Not yet. After I finish this certification, I'd like to get doing something on the side, maybe an iOS app or something. Yeah, you totally should, dude. I mean, why not? If you're already paying for, I mean, I guess I don't know if you're personally paying for AI tools or not. Like, it's just time, in my opinion. I have a full-time job too. So, I don't know, it's just time. I guess it's what you want in life, though. I particularly, myself, I don't really want to work for the man all my life. And there's like the idea of building something. You know, I'm an engineer. Building something from the ground up. You know, I've had a couple startups that have failed over the years. A couple, like a marketing agency, early 2024. I don't know, dude. My life is fluid. So I just want to build cool things, meet cool people, have cool experiences. I think one of the main things for me, dude, is like when I get to the end of my days, whether it's sooner or later, hopefully later. Oh, that's cool. That's still super dope. Yeah, no, but for me, like, when I get to the end, I had this epiphany the other day. The only thing that we get to carry with us into our old age, really, is the memories that we make along the way. And so, like, what kind of memories do I want? I want this kind of memory, right? I don't know. Streaming has always been fascinated me. The idea of building something from scratch and, you know, making any sort of revenue is appealing to me. I don't know if I haven't tried. like kick myself later. So, all right. So what do we have so far? Yes. We'll start there. Let's go ahead and start our Next.js front end for the marketing website. So for me, there's two different trains of thought for websites and web apps. I can't think of one. Yeah, for sure, dude. And that's honestly, like, since you were there in the beginning, dude, like, I don't know how long ago it was actually. It was many moons ago though. Let's see, 4 months ago? Oh, so I thought it was less than that, to be honest. It's been a long 4 months. I was still in my, oh no, I was downstairs in my new house. Yeah, but still 4 months ago, back like that day, I wanted to start streaming every day, but I didn't. Like, at whatever reason, the next day rolled around and I didn't do it. So I've been kind of kicking myself, you know, and life seemed to have get in the way or whatever, but I'm tracking with what you're saying, and I think we're both saying the same thing. It's like, gotta try. Even if like I'm building something similar to what someone else has built, and the one I'm referring to, it's like they're like a whale. It's like for anyone who does this, that's probably pretty well known. But anyways, what I was saying with my app structure is a lot of websites and web apps, they'll have their app and their website be on the same domain and not a subdomain. I just don't like that. I like separation of concern. So I'm gonna build this on a subdomain type. So my Soku will be the marketing website, and app.mysoku or platform or whatever I decide to call it, probably app, will be on the subdomain. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm separating the marketing site versus the actual application. I guess I could be doing some of this in parallel. It's just, for my brain, dude, it's hard to keep up, which is a human problem. Go magenta, why not? So let's start with I need to open that folder file. Documents. I can't remember where it is. Soku. Yeah, so there's actually a lot of products in here that I don't know anything about, even as someone who's been in software for a long time. Which is exciting for me to like do something new. I've never really worked with HubSpot, like the CRM side of things. Is this to the top? Yes. Even Vercel, the Vercel AI Gateway, I've never worked with that. That'll be fun to work with. I've never worked with Cloudflare. That'll be fun to work with. There's a couple other things. Prisma and like ORM. Redis. All that stuff. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, the good thing is about the restarting of this is I don't have to go through all the verification for the integrations again, because that honestly took forever last time I started this. It took 3 months for TikTok and Facebook, Instagram threads to get approved to be used by, you know, my software and apps and stuff. So it'll be nice to not have to deal with that. Yes, don't ask again. Let's move this into here. And one thing that I haven't have dialed, my dudes, is the design side of things. Like, I've been in the software game for a pretty long time, but I'm a dookie designer, dude. Like, so if you have any ideas or suggestions on how to get consistent app designs like across different terminal sessions or whatever, like stuff like that, I'm all ears. You know, I know that Claude has like the Claude design stuff, but like sometimes the hardest part for me, well, it's not in this yet, I don't think. Sometimes the hardest part for me is just like, it's kind of like you don't know what you don't know. It's like an unknown unknown. And obviously there's apps that you can model stuff around, but okay, frame of motion. Let's see. Marketing app is live, final state. Okay, I think I'll just have to CD into it. PNPM dev, yeah. Let's open this little fudge. Yeah, nice. So that's started up and running. I want these to be like super basic. Today's MVP is just basically getting, hey, I appreciate you hanging in there, bro. I appreciate you coming to join, hanging out. It's good to see you in chat again. We'll see you around. Peace. So the goal for the day is to just get through the scaffolding of the apps directory. I don't know why this says Sokuho. I should say my Soku. Yeah, so I have marketing, and so now I want to do the web. Let's setup. Let's get rid of this one. We'll do one more. Set up the web folder. And I know create a new folder in the apps directory for the documentation website, which we'll be using Docusaurus. And we'll start one more. We're just doing the scaffolding today. Yes. Scan the mysoku-stack.md file and create a new directory for the API. We'll start one more. Create a new directory under the apps folder for the MCP server. Read mysoku-stack.io, or sorry, -stack.md for guidance. Ask me any clarifying questions before we get started. Apps, docs. Okay. Just set up the scaffolding for this new app, dude. I forgot about all this. Let's go. Official skeleton. See, this is the hard part about trying to do everything in one shot is what comes before what, and like what we have to change in the future. Let's just send it and see. Yeah. Yes. Yes. All right. gonna have to go in and create all the accounts for all of these different platforms, dude. Things I've never used before. Temporal. I just know it's an absolute boss for distributed workflow systems and event-driven architectures. Never used Neon Postgres personally. Never used Upstash Redis. Never used Railway. I'm actually super stoked to start using some new tools for a new SaaS. Just trying to get the scaffolding set up for this stream. Basically, I want all of the top level, obviously I don't need any of this yet, but all the top level apps created and running simultaneously in the mono repo when I do PNPM dev. Basically, I want them all to run and not crash or give me any errors. And when that's done, hopefully before sunset. Ooh. I probably shouldn't have done all of this, to be honest. Maybe it'll work though. We'll see. I should put a graphic on screen, like somewhere in this general vicinity, that kind of like shows what I'm building off the rip. I need to actually update, maybe create and update my Claude ND for this project specifically to force it to use TypeScript only for everything that we're doing, barring anything needs a different language. But never ever use vanilla JavaScript. Everything needs to be TypeScript because otherwise we're being crazy. Also, it is smoking hot in here, dude. That thing literally didn't stick. I have these lights, and it's like supposed to be stuck on the wall right there, but it always comes off. Dude, I would have literally sat there for ages. This is why I don't like having multiple terminals open, because it's like, I always forget to check the verification stuff. So, we're about to speed run the creation of this Agentic SaaS application from start to finish. The idea is to have every level of the the company have some sort of AI into it. Jitty, what is that? DB shell. Okay, so we have packages, database, Prisma. Okay. I'm gonna need to get to my schema at some point, but we're not gonna work with the schema yet. We're just setting up the project today. And tomorrow, we're going to work on getting the marketing site set up first, because I think the most important thing nowadays, like this is what I have found as far as apps go. It's not cool to build anymore. Like it's not cool to, or it's not cool, but it's not like impressive. That's the better word. It's not impressive to build anymore. It's impressive if you grow something. And so while I have a cool idea for this application, I'm going to be focusing more on the growing side versus the building side. Building as far as like the SaaS itself. Every business starts off with a good idea or an idea that is needed. And I think there's nice to haves and there are like time savers. And I think software in the future, I have a lot of opinions on what software in the future will look like. Obviously everyone's saying like SaaS apocalypse. I do think that most large SaaS applications will probably go away, especially B2B SaaS. B2C SaaS, maybe not, because like your consumers, they're not going to go build their own apps. B2B, maybe a different story, right? But yeah. Okay. Alrighty, I'm not even going to worry about starting the MCP server up because I literally don't have anything ready to go yet. I don't have any users, I don't have any seed data. So just setting up scaffolding today and stuff like that. See, I don't even know. I've been mostly a front-end dev my whole career. And so this whole thing right here is super foreign to me. So it's like, and this. So like everything I know how software works, but yeah, it's just gonna be difficult. It's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be a fun journey. Yes. I have several Claude sessions going in parallel, so you're not the only one working on this. I just want to ensure that the project by default uses TypeScript. Yeah, so these things are going to be super interesting for me, particularly because like I don't know anything about SQL databases. So this is like very new territory for me. Even though I've been like in development for quite a few years, it's mostly been front-end stuff, but mostly document-oriented databases that I've worked with personally, like Firebase. Supabase is, well, I haven't really worked with Supabase. I mean, I've worked with like twice. And then MongoDB too is like document-based. So, but I want to use a Postgres database because this app specifically is going to have lots of analytics to be pulled from different places. And so it's going to be super important to have complex queries and joins and stuff like that. So, and then Temporal is a dope software for event-driven architecture, which I've also never used, which would be fun to work with. But in general, lots of tools in here that I haven't used before, and I'm looking forward to getting started. For today, I'm just setting up the app folder structure. This is literally day one of unknown. I'm trying to speed run this whole thing to where I get this Agentic SaaS up and running and the marketing site up and start collecting user interest first. So tomorrow, after I get the scaffolding set up for all this other stuff, like the marketing site for me is like the most important, because you could build something for months on end, and if no one wants to use it, no one wants to use it. So in general, this is for content creators or infopreneurs, mostly, is like the two ICPs. Pretty broad as far as content creators are concerned, but there will be two basic features. One is like reposting. If you post no schema version compiles, input schema. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, two basic. The two most basic features are reposting. So if a user posts to, say, TikTok first on their phone, this app will pick it up and then redistribute it wherever they want it to be used. So if they wanted to go on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, etc., it'll do that automatically based on user workflows. And the agentic side of this is like I don't really want there to be static or dynamically populated data driven dashboards. Like I want the user to be able to ask a question in natural language and a new dashboard populate for them in app or wherever, and also be able to use this whole thing from within Claude Code or Claude Desktop or wherever. The one bottleneck I see, so a super cool idea that I thought about for this is, instead of, so even for like post scheduling, I'm thinking in the future, right? I think click, like point and click kind of applications are going to slowly go away, and it's going to be more like SaaS applications are going to be more like language based, like, hey, do this for me. Obviously you're still going to have to pass information to it, but so in this case, if the user wanted to post a video to all their social media accounts, I'm envisioning a world where they can even ask Siri. Let's just go one step back, because like my brain kind of hurts a little bit when I think about that. They'll open the app, they'll open their text messages and they'll text some sort of MySoku approved or based phone number, and they'll include 10 photos, and then they'll be like, hey, they'll send a voice message, or they'll send a text, like text-based text or SMS to that agent and be like, hey, upload this carousel to Instagram and TikTok and make it have a caption of XYZ. And so like they won't ever have to go in to a dashboard again. Like they won't have to go into mysoku.io, or they won't have to go into Go High Level and like schedule their posts out. They'll just be able to ask it in natural language to do something and it'll do it. So that's kind of like my idea for this. I mean, I have a lot of ideas for this product, but yeah. Apps, MCP, what other one is there? So we have MCP workers. So far we have API, Docs, Marketing, MCP, and Web under the Apps directory. We need to create the Workers directory. I don't want to install Temporal or anything right now. I just want to create the directory, and in any items that need to go into packages.json or anything that needs to go, under that directory to get it started. Workers. I want you to continue working in the packages directory, where you're basically scaffolding the top level folders for the application, starting with schema, UI, temporal contracts, integrations, and then maybe auth and config. The goal is to get the scaffolding and boilerplate of this application up and running by the end of the session. Do I need anything? Do I need to set up anything in order to get the workers running if I were to do like an npm, pnpm dev or something like that? Yeah, after... Oh. The problem with having multiple agents going at the same time is one of them will prompt you to do something and you just miss it. So like, I forgot about this one for quite some time because I was like distracted doing something else. And I know you can do like accept all, but in which we'll probably get to, but since this is like the scaffolding of a brand new applications, I kind of want to monitor mostly everything it's doing. So I can kind of see, because I don't want to be totally retarded over everything that's going on in here. Also, type The Rock in the chat if you got the retarded reference. Honestly, I don't know if anyone saw the Kevin Hart roast over the weekend. It was some pretty good comedy. I'm a big comedy guy. I watch stand-up comedy all the time. It's good for the soul. They were roasting the crap out of each other, dude. It was insane. The crazy thing about that kind of roast is like, and I'm not gonna say everything because I would be crazy, but like sometimes they focus on like the real things, like stuff in real life, and like, dude, it's just really mean. Like some of the things they said about Kevin, obviously the stuff they said about Kevin was mostly because he's like a wee little lad and he's like just kind of short and stuff, but like the other people that they were roasting, dude, it's insane. Did anyone watch the roast of Kevin Hart over the weekend? I think it was the 11th, maybe Saturday, Sunday, something like that. Okay, next when you're ready, add clerkenv to Doppler. Currently, clerk.jwt path logs a warning is disabled by dev. Yeah. So just FYI, for those just now joining, I'm setting up a brand new project and getting all the scaffolding done for a fully agentic SaaS application that'll do a couple different things for a couple different type of people, mainly you're right, the truth is funny sometimes, and I think if it is offensive to the person receiving the joke, maybe you just have some soul searching to do. Like, I don't know, if someone like roasts me about something and I know it's true and I'm not confident enough to know it's true and be okay with it, like maybe you need to change that thing. I don't know. Obviously there's something that you can't change in life, like Kevin Hart being short, but that was one of the jokes, right? Someone was like, oh, I think it was Lizzo was like, oh, I can lose all this weight, but you can't grow, Kevin. Brutal. No, you definitely, if you're a comedy guy, dude, it was pretty great. I love Shane Gillis. He's so funny, and I think that cause he was the MC basically, and I think that his like intros to everyone were probably some of the best, harshest jokes of all of them. Obviously Tony Hinchcliffe, Kill Tony, whatever, he always crushes. He's so brutal, dude. So even though I've been watching stand up for a long time, I watch Kill Tony live sometimes. Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. Yeah, but I would say you're the minority. Yes, dude, Tires is so funny. But I would say, as far as like enjoying dark humor and not taking life too seriously, I would say, unfortunately, you're probably in the minority. Dude, see, here I go again. I forgot about this prompt. Actually, isn't there a new season of Tires? I haven't watched the new season, I don't think. But he's so funny, dude. Another guy who I don't think he considers himself a comedian, but now I just forgot his name. Oh no, Theo Vaughn. Like, he's not a comedian per se. I could be wrong here. Maybe he got started in comedy, but that dude is so out of pocket, bro. Like, I kind of wish he would have been on the roast, to be honest, because I think that he would have come up with just some wild things to say. Absolutely wild. Leave it to exit 1 so it visibly unimplemented, because by the end of this session I want to have everything working and running in its most basic form in true boilerplate fashion. Yeah, but if you have time this weekend, definitely go watch the Kevin Hart roast. It was very funny. I think that Kevin's bit at the end was the least funny, unfortunately. I thought that he was gonna pull out some crazy, 2014 jokes, because, like, to me he was funny back then. To me he was funny when he did one of his. Oh, I was confused because I use WhisperFlow too, and I was just using it. I was like, what are you talking about? I'd never thought about using WhisperFlow for non-development activities, though. I usually just use it for development stuff. Also, for everyone in the chat, we made it to Friday, dude. I don't know if anyone else has a full-time job or not, if y'all are all crushing it as entrepreneurs, but I have a day job, and we made it to Friday. I wish I had a beer right here so I could, like, crack it. I don't drink that often, but the beer sounds so good right now, dude. If they just didn't have so many calories, if beer didn't have so many calories, it would be nice. I just can't get past that one beer, at least the types that I like, have lots of carbs, and I haven't worked out today yet, so I haven't earned it. I'm a big earn your calories guy. What are you into, Sean? What kind of stuff do you do? Are you do you get into building applications and stuff with AI and stuff like that? Obviously, I think there's a massive lag on chat, to be honest. I've been super big into EDM recently also. So this music is kind of crushing for me right now. Building out a business in a den, go high level. Got a few clients right now. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I was like in a den. We used to call, like, our living room like a den, and so I was like, bro is literally locked in right now, figuratively and literally locked in. Okay, NADN, that's sick, dude. Honestly, I know NADN was huge middle of the year last year, 2025, early middle of the year last year, and kind of fell off since, Claude Code released a lot of new features that semi-replace what they do, but I think there's still a lot of validity in the different types of things that NADN can do that Claude can't yet, and it's like pre-built for you. The hardest part about NADN is the distribution of the workflows that you create. So. Yeah, so sorry, I was talking about daughter, she came in the room. Yeah, the hardest part about end-to-end is like the distribution. So if you build it for a business and it's like, oh yeah, I want that thing, you have to like set up a whole new end-to-end instance for them. You have to get on a call. It's like all this stuff. I've done that a couple times for people. And it's just like, it's just too much overhead as far as like SaaS goes. Cause like end-to-end, yeah, if these local businesses are trying to keep it simple for sure. But that's what I was literally just saying is end-to-end, the workflows that you're creating, it's a mini SaaS application, right? It's like a microservice. And so it's hard to scale end-to-end. And it's going to be hard to scale Claude stuff too. Like if you figure out how to do something that businesses use in, say, Claude scheduled tasks, right? Or Claude routines, whatever you want to call them. You're still going to have to go install that for the business on their local computer, unless you create some sort of event-based workflow system on a VPS or something like that. But all right, I gotta get rid of some of these because I'm getting confused on what's going on. Analyze my project structure as it is right now and analyze the mysoku-stack.md file and let me know which items in the folder structure are yet to be completed as far as boilerplate goes for this project. And actually, I don't know, basically just building out the same thing for these local services businesses. So I templatized it. It's just speed to lead, follow up, and nurture. That's pretty much it. That's dope, dude. Speed to lead is so important. It sounds like I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you may or may not have heard of a dude named Alex Hormozy. Speed to lead is very important. And I think that if you haven't heard of him, he's a G. Big business guy. I'm sure you have, but if not, go look him up. But he gave the example this one time of this one business that he was working with. Maybe it was a friend's business. And the friend employed like this admin of sorts for 70,000, 100p, yeah. So you probably you probably already know this story, but he employed this admin of sorts to where her only job was to answer the phone within, I want to say like 90 seconds of a lead coming in, no matter where she was, no matter what she was doing. Obviously, I think it was within business hours. But he said that before he employed her, it was taking like 15, 20 minutes for leads to get contacted. And after, it was obviously 90 seconds or less. And their business revenue went up by like 5 or 6x. And like her ROI, or the ROI that he got on her was like 10x or something, which is crazy. But that's sick, dude. Speed to lead is so important. Lead follow-up is so important. How do you go about the nurturing part of things? Like, is it email sequences and stuff like that? I assume because you're in Go High Level 2. Go High Level, dude, is so powerful. But what I was going to say, as far as my prompt on the screen goes down here, I'm trying to analyze the project structure as it is and basically get this whole thing scaffolded. But Claude just released a new update and it has goal. So it should continue and do the thing until it's done. All SMS. Okay, dope. your goal is to have this project running in its most basic form with all apps starting with no errors whenever the user types pnpm dev. Basically, I want the developer environment set up to where I type in pnpm dev and then everything starts and runs. That's dope, dude. That's dope. Do you focus on a specific niche of local businesses? Did you say it was service-based businesses up here? You didn't say. I assume it's service-based businesses, but that's cool, dude. So you said you're mostly in N8N. Have you worked in Claude Code or Claude or Codex or something like that? I haven't been in Go High Level in a while. I used to have an agent, like a marketing and sales agency of sorts. It was more just like a social media. It was a social media, like a content agency slash marketing funnels. But I haven't been in Go High Level in forever. I just remember using it, and it's like, dude, you could do so much in there. So much for so little. Like $99 a month for three agency, or for an agency account with 3 sub accounts. You could do a lot. I just remember that. I have the picture, the blog preview. Mostly conflicts. Marketing API docs. I'll have the default port to 3000. Yeah, it's fine. Ooh. Nice, dude. I mean, but if your stuff, that's a cool thing about a lot of, I was just talking with someone about this the other day. The cool thing about what you're doing and what a lot of people don't realize that Alex does, you know, he says to niche down, which I think in a sense, it just depends on what you mean by niche. But Alex serves most niches out there, right? Like he doesn't just do insurance agencies or something like that. Like he helps all types of businesses do a few things depending on where they are in their revenue cycle. And so niche in his case, or I guess niche in your case, doink. Niche in your case is niching down to a specific business service versus a specific business type, if that makes sense. You're offering a specific thing to any business who needs to follow up with leads. Right? Some businesses are the same. This SaaS software that I'm building probably wouldn't need, I don't need sales currently, at least, unless I make this multi-tenant, which is like I offer this B2B versus B2C. This is primarily a B2C in a sense. It could be and probably will be B2B at some point, where I offer this to agencies, like maybe content agencies. But yeah, dude. Why is it saying? Oh. Doink. Yeah. So. Yeah, I had a couple end-to-end workflows that I sold some back in 2025, but nothing crazy. So your stuff's probably much more robust than mine was. Yeah, dude, don't even ask. I say don't ask, and I literally just told chat just a minute ago that I wanted to self-approve everything because I wanted to see it. Sometimes when it's command, like curl commands like this. Oh shoot, what? There we go. When it's curl commands like this, I don't want to approve it because like I don't really know what that's doing. Oh, it's just showing the HTTP status code so it knows what's going on. I think I'm almost done with this session though, dude. Like I think my... Ooh, why is docs... Oh, why are there two docs? I think I need to get rid of this one. We'll come back to that. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this thing, the scaffolding done, and we're gonna start building out features tomorrow. The idea for this is just a speed run. Well, actually tomorrow we're not building out features. Bad, Chase, bad. I literally just said earlier in the stream that my first goal with this is to do marketing first, because I think for SaaS in general, that building is no longer... Good chat, bro. Hey, keep crushing the end-to-end stuff, dude. Hopefully that you moon that shit, dude. So sick. I'd encourage you to start working in Claude Code some too, though. Very, very powerful. Don't be afraid of it. Be easy, bro. Happy Friday. I don't know what this is. I'm probably going to get rid of this directory. Nice, dude. Glad to hear it. That's sick. Healths. No! This thing's slowing down. I actually clicked no on the last command. I needed to approve whatever you were trying to do. See if it remembers what its last one was. I think my computer's getting bogged down, dude. Dang, why is it going so slow? toasty in here, dude. You get rid of some stuff. Dang, dude, my computer's lagging big time. Dang, dude, my computer's lagging big time. Let's quit.